Today on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. She couldn't score. She couldn't hit any threes. She couldn't drive the lane. She didn't even draw any fouls. And most importantly, they picked her pockets 4 times in a row. What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, I got a good show set up for you guys today, but it is Monday. It's April the 8th. It's Eclipse Day. So I got to get through this hour quickly, so that we can all go outside and watch this eclipse that is not going to happen for the next 20, 30, or maybe even 100 years from now. So let me get through this quickly, but I do have a jam-packed hour for you of goodness. You guys know Monday, we have the whole weekend. There's a lot of stuff happening, so I will get you caught up before we go out and watch the eclipse, all right? So I got 2 lead stories for you. We're going to talk about Caitlin Clark and Iowa losing to South Carolina. Of course, we got to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Russell Simmons' daughter, Aoki Lee Simmons, dating a 65-year-old man, sugar daddy. Then we're going to jump into quick news. We got to talk about J. Cole and Kendrick. I haven't talked about that yet. We got a little bit of GloRilla and the baby. We got speed news. We got a little bit of Young Miami, Mary J. Blige, Kodak Black. Kodak Black is off of drugs. I'm happy for my boy. And then we got question of the day, and then we're going to close out with sports news. We're going to talk about LeBron James's son. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, devices, or your radios up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Congratulations are in order. South Carolina defeats Iowa to win the NCAA title and complete a perfect season. Yo, bring out the round of applause. Yo, let's go, South Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt up. Let's go, baby. You guys know, if you've been following this podcast religiously daily, you guys know that I am anti Caitlin Clark. I love her for everything that she does, but I was rooting against her. Like how I always talk about LeBron James and Michael Jordan or Kobe or whatever. When I talk about these players, I'm not talking about the real them. I'm just talking about the character on court. And I love Caitlin Clark, everything that she has done for the game. But I'm Angel Reese fan and everything against Caitlin Clark just for the rivalry. Love everything that Caitlin Clark has done. But she lost. I was going for South Carolina, and they won. And not only did they win, but they completed a perfect season. They did not lose during the season. They didn't lose in the playoff, and they did not lose in the championship. So salute to USC. They did it against all odds. And, of course, against one of the GOATs in women basketball, Caitlin Clark. This was Caitlin Clark's second championship, back-to-back championships, and she wasn't able to succeed. Like I said, again, I just want to reiterate, I take my hat off to her. She is amazing as an individual. She has broken all records. Her and Angel Reese are the reason why we are watching women's NCAA basketball. And note that I put in Angel Reese because everybody's saying, oh, Caitlin Clark. It was the rivalry between her and Angel Reese why we're watching. So I always want to put Angel Reese in there. But I always have to give credit to her. She has an unbelievable season. She has broken all kinds of records. Most threes in a season, most this, most that, including men and women. So take my hat off to Caitlin Clark. All due respect, I was just on Team Angel Reese, Team UConn, and Team everybody against Caitlin Clark, like how I am always against LeBron James. Like I said, off the court, fully love them, fully love LeBron, fully love Caitlin. Just want to reiterate that, this is not a personal attack. You just got to pick a side. And I am anti-Caitlin Clark as much as I do love her and respect her and salute her for her season. South Carolina has won. I do want to say a couple of things, though, even though that I just gave her all her credit, and she is definitely one of the GOATs in women's college basketball. Stephen A. Smith said when she was playing against LSU, like, is she going to rise to the occasion? And she did rise to the occasion in the LSU game. She scored, I think, 40 points, rebounds, whatever, blah, blah. This championship game, Caitlin Clark didn't do anything in the second half. She had a record-breaking first quarter, I think 18 points, if I'm not mistaken, which is the most points scored in a quarter by any player. I think maybe even men and women. But then in the second quarter, she didn't do anything. And more importantly, down the stretch, when they were down by, I think, 12 or 13 points, she couldn't come back. Her team rallied back. They came close to, I think, 5 points. They gave her the ball. She couldn't score. She couldn't hit any threes. She couldn't drive the lane. She didn't even draw any fouls. And most importantly, they picked her pockets 4 times in a row. Raven Johnson played a brilliant defense against her. And that reminds me of something else I want to talk about, but I'm going to finish this point that I made with Stephen A. Smith. I think Stephen A. Smith was alluding to the fact that maybe Caitlin Clark cannot rise to the occasion. We have seen this in men's basketball. I'm sure it happened in women's basketball, where you could be great as an individual, but you can't close the deal. This is the second time Caitlin Clark has made it to the finals, 2 seasons in a row, and she hasn't been able to close out the game. And they gave her the ball. She had the game in her hands to win or loss, and Caitlin Clark lost this game for her team. Shout out to the coaches and the players and everything on South Carolina. They did an amazing job. But if you're going to be the GOAT, if you're going to go down as the greatest, you got to beat the team and you got to step up. You got to make the baskets. And it's not like the refs made bad calls. It's not like the team didn't give you the ball. Caitlin Clark had the ball in her hands. She didn't hit her threes in the last 5, 6, 7 minutes. I don't even know what her scoring was in the second half, the third and fourth quarter. Like, I don't even think she scored maybe even 10 points. And more importantly, she turned the ball over 4 times. I think 4 times maybe in the fourth quarter. That is really bad. Now, that's not going to stop her from being drafted number 1, and it's not going to stop anything that's going on. But what Stephen A. Smith is alluding to is maybe she cannot show up when the time matters. And that is what we always allude greatness to. And that's what Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, now most recently, oh my gosh, Kansas City Chiefs, my guy. Oh my gosh, can't believe I'm drawing a blank. 15. Low. I wish, these are the times where I wish somebody could help me. My gosh. Patrick Mahomes. Sorry, can't believe everyone, like, my favorite player of not all times, but my favorite player right now. Patrick Mahomes, like, the time, Super Bowl, fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. This is when greatness comes alive. And Caitlin Clark hasn't risen to the occasion in 2 championships in a row. She had a chance to beat LSU last year. She had a chance to beat USC this year, and she didn't. So just want to highlight that. Maybe Stephen A. Smith put that seed in my head of maybe she's not going to step up. She stepped up with LSU. She stepped up with UConn. She did not step up in the championship. So she will go down as maybe one of the greatest female college players to ever play the game, but she leaves the game without winning a championship. What does that say? I don't know. But that's just my take on it. I know everyone's always going to just be talking about her and her accolades throughout the season. I just wanted to highlight that. And the biggest takeaway is that she was not able to hold on to the basketball. Forget even about scoring. She wasn't able to hold on to the basketball. She turned the ball over, and Raven Johnson picked her pocket 4 times in the fourth quarter. That is horrible. And that has to leave an X on her record. All right. So talking about Raven Johnson, just want to highlight something before I take this down. There was a little bit of a rivalry between South Carolina and Iowa. One thing is that the last game that South Carolina lost was to Iowa. Iowa knocked them out last year. And I'm going to put up this little clip of South Carolina, Raven Johnson, on her revenge tour after Caitlin Clark waved her off of last year's match. So for those of you who are not seeing this video that I'm playing right now, go to my YouTube page at Trent Out Loud. But Raven Johnson is bringing up the ball, and Caitlin Clark like waves her off, like, I'm not even going to play defense on her last year. And Raven Johnson went on to like not make the shot, and they lost. And Raven Johnson said she is going on a revenge tour against Caitlin Clark and Iowa. And Raven Johnson was on Caitlin Clark, and she shut her down. And like I said, she picked her pockets. She stole the basketball from Caitlin Clark I don't know if Raven Johnson stole it 4 times or it was just a total of 4 times with players, but I know Raven Johnson was tapped to play D on her, and she shut her down in the second quarter. So just wanted to salute Raven Johnson. She went on a revenge tour for the whole year. I watched clips of her saying that she took that wave off as like, okay, I have to get better. She didn't like say like, like just put hate towards Caitlin Clark for it. She looked at her like, oh, they don't think I'm good enough. She went into the gym. She took her summer off. She trained and she got better. And this year she came back. So I just wanted to highlight that. There are people definitely talking about that, but of course it's going to get overshadowed by, Caitlin Clark because she is the biggest of them all. But I just wanted to shout out Raven Johnson for coming back on her revenge tour and winning and surpassing that brush off that Caitlin Clark did last year. Everybody I feel like is like always beefing with Caitlin Clark. We had Angel Reese last year and Raven Johnson this year. So there's kind of like this rivalry going on with Caitlin Clark and the other players. But I guess ultimately the other players won because Caitlin Clark is leaving women's basketball without a championship, but she is still leaving with her accolades as one of the greatest all time, one of the greatest female college players. And again, want to reiterate, all love and all shout out to Caitlin Clark and Iowa. They did an amazing job. They definitely brought a lot of attention, but let's not forget that people like Paige Bucket, Raven Johnson, and Angel Reese. And I'm also forgetting the coach's name here. Hold on. I just want to make sure that I get the coach's name for South Carolina because she did an amazing job. Oh, hold on. I'm actually going to Google it. Hold on 1 second. Dawn Staley. Shout out to Dawn Staley, the coach of the University of South Carolina. She was amazing. She did a great job getting her players out. Dawn Staley, shout out to her. And also, oh my gosh, the MVP. You guys know I'm super bad with names. Hold on, let me just get the MVP name. Hold on. Camila Cardoza. Love her. She played an amazing game. I think they say she's going to be drafted, I think, second or third. Caitlin Clark obviously is going to be first, and Camila Cardoza is going to be second or third. I hope Angel Reese is in the top 10. But yeah, Camila Cardoza and Dawn Staley, fantastic, amazing game. Raven Johnson, the whole USC, you guys killed it, did an amazing job. All right, I've done enough talking about it right now, but it's been my highlight for the past week watching women's basketball. I love everything. Normally, I wait till the end of the show to talk about sports, but have to salute Dawn Staley, Camila Cardoza, Raven Johnson. I salute you. Congratulations on your win. All right, in our second lead story, Aoki Lee Simmons, Russell Simmons' daughter, spotted locking lips with 65-year-old businessman in St. Bart's on vacation. Okay, I don't have a lot of time to talk about this because I just took a lot of time talking about the Iowa USC game, but I have to address this because it's literally the entire weekend. Everything was viral talking about Kimora Lee Simmons and Russell Simmons' daughter, who's 21 years old, was on vacation with a 65-year-old businessman. I'll tell you guys a little bit of the story, and then I'm going to give you my perspective on it, okay? Aoki Lee Simmons out in St. Bart's on a little vacay, and what it looks like she had her bae by her side. The 21-year-old daughter of Kimora Lee and Russell Simmons was recently spotted getting really cozy with a 65-year-old restaurateur, Vitorito Alfonso. Sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. In exclusive photos obtained by Page Six, the two were pictured locking lips in St. Bart's Beach before Aoki jumped into her modeling bag. She was seen hitting some poses while Vitiero was snapping pictures snapping picture of her on the beach. Sources close to the situation tell People magazine that Aoki and Vitiero are spending time together and enjoying each other's company. Okay, so this has gone completely viral, of course, because she's 21 years old and he's 65 years old. Okay, so I have spoken about this at length, I think almost on my podcast. We're talking about age and dating or whatever. And I actually talked about this last week when we're talking about Drake Bell, and he was on the Nickelodeon show, and he called out somebody that was on the show that when he was a kid, and now he was caught speaking to somebody who was 15 years old while he was an adult. So he had called out somebody for sexual assault, and then now somebody was calling out sexual assault on him. Okay. The reason why I bring that up is about the age gap, right? When there's a minor or somebody else who's like under 21 or under 18, depending on which country you live in, that's one thing. But when somebody is an adult, then how do you decipher the age gap? Okay. So somebody is 65, somebody is 21. So just quick math, that's like 40 years. Okay. But if somebody is 80 and somebody is 40, then it's an age gap, but you don't really think that much of it. But when somebody is close to being in their 20s, you think something of it, right? And I totally agree with that. And that's why this is such a big story, right? But for me, I always say, and like what I was talking about with Drake Bell, is that it's not only the age that's wrong, is that when somebody is actually acting their age. So if somebody is 65 years old and you're dating somebody who's in their 20s, but they're actually like really mature, and you could like, you could speak with them and you have some sort of connection with them or whatever. And I'm on the side of like, hey, you guys are both adults. That is a big age gap. I don't see how you can have a connection, but if somebody is actually really mature, then okay, you're all adults. But it's this video of Aoki that she put out where it's so glaringly obvious how immature she is and how she really actually is a 21-year-old. You can't look at her as a super mature 20-year-old. And she says so much immature things that I totally was on the side of everybody dragging them online. Like, how can this 65-year-old be interested in this, what seems to be like a child? I'm going to play a little clip for you, and you're going to hear her speaking. And it's not like you hear her talking about something that's like worldly or intelligent. You're like, wow, she's mature. Like, she sounds like a little kid. So it's like, how could this 65-year-old man be wanting to go on vacation with somebody like this? Let me play a little bit of a clip for you. This is actually a 3-minute clip. Obviously, I can't play the whole thing, but I'll play a little bit, little parts for you. Take a listen.
Last day in St. Bart's. I'm so sad, but I'm very sad, very happy. My boyfriend is checking in. I don't know why we're checking in events like this. Probably because I always miss flights. I should just shut up. Baby, you are on. Shush. Huh? Shush. I'm making this video. Ooh, you know what I also like a lot?
Yeah.
Cartoon.
Okay.
Baby, when you were either asleep or at Celine, me and some of my followers saved a bird.
You saved a bird, huh?
Yes, it was dying.
Anyways, the whole video is just cringy. It's just super weird that this 65-year-old man would be going out with this 21-year-old child, and then just like taking pictures of her by the beach. Like, you're a big like restaurateur at 65 years old. Why are you on the beach like laying down in the sand like taking? It's just super cringy. Russell Simmons put something out like saying to his daughter like, call me, whatever. Kimura put something else out as well too. But then also on the flip side, you know me, I always got to tell both sides of the story. Somebody actually put out a post of Russell Simmons saying this. Y'all always talking about R. Kelly, but nobody talks about how Russell Simmons started dating Kimura when she was only 15 years old, 15 going on 16, and she was a sophomore in high school. So his daughter is actually 21 dating an older guy. Russell, when he met her mom, apparently, according to this statement, Kimura was like 15 or 16 years old. So it's just all a mess. But like I always say, age is one thing, but it really, to me, my opinion on my take of it is that it's like, how is the relationship working? Like, what are you guys getting out of the relationship? Like, where is the connection? Like, is this person that's 24, 25 super mature and just like, giving? Is there like a back and forth? This is clearly not. This is clear like a sugar daddy, sugar mommy thing. Well, not sugar mommy, but sugar daddy thing. And it's just super awkward. Anyways, it's going totally viral. But like I said, on one side, people are like, hey, they're both adults, let them live. And the other side, there's people like me who are like, this is just super awkward. It's weird. A 65-year-old shouldn't be going out with a 21-year-old who is this immature and clearly just, 21 years old and very immature. So you guys let me know what you think about this. Send me your emails, trentoutloud@cfqr600.com. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, comment below, or on social media platforms, just send me a DM or comment at Trent Out Loud. Let me know what you think. Aoki Lee Simmons, 21 years old, dating a restaurateur at 65 years old. Let me know if you think that is right or wrong. And I'll look out for your responses. All right, that's it for our 2 lead stories. And it brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Cole 1, Kendrick 0 is trending after J. Cole releases 7-minute drill. All right, that is one headline. Let me read you the other headline. Joe Budden says Kendrick Lamar won the first round in latest J. Cole rap beef, saying Cole's response was too nice and too soft. All right, so when I put out my podcast Friday, when I recorded it, the track just dropped, so I wasn't able to give my comments on it. So I know I'm a little bit late, but I just want to give you my comments on the J. Cole Kendrick beef. Before I do that, let me read to you. Actually, no, sorry, I don't have anything to read to you. Well, let me read to you a little bit of what's going on Twitter, because I want to give you guys context for what I have to say. Okay. So, somebody wrote, Kendrick dropped a verse diss that made J. Cole drop a whole album, and y'all talking Cole is 1 and Kendrick is 0. That one little part of the verse made Cole go and create a whole album. Not gonna lie, Cole-ish was light. All right. So that's one person saying, hey, I think Kendrick won. Then another person wrote, if he wasn't dissing, then he wouldn't be talking about him. Y'all want Cole to be mad at this clout chasing verse when where he calmly wins, and it is J. Cole 1-0. All right, so that's another person for J. Cole. Brian Cannon wrote, WTF was Kendrick shots? Big 3, laugh out loud. Cole told them the album was trash and that he was only dissing. So how could Cole even be 1-0? Again, another vote for Cole. Okay. So just know that some people are voting for Cole. Some people are voting for Kendrick. Then I'll just give you one more. I can't even say Cole 1 and Kendrick 0, or Kendrick 1 and Cole 0, because they are just facing off, a little bit of trash talking, a little bit of banter, but they're not even in the ring yet. They still weighing in. And this is my point. I didn't even know I was actually going to read this. I was literally just reading off the cuff, and I don't have to read anymore, because this is what I want to say. I don't think that it's Cole 1 or Kendrick 1 or 0 or whatever. Kendrick put out like warning shots of like, hey, I don't like this whole big 3. I don't like this whole, first person shooter. You guys are on tour. Nobody asked me if I wanted to be on first person shooter. Nobody asked me to come out on tour. There's no big 3 anymore. It's just me. Also, too, that's what Cole said on first person shooter. So if you really want to think about it, Cole actually really technically started this. And I don't think Cole's response is actually going at the jugular either. So I don't think it's 1-0 or 1-0. I actually think that's both of them saying, yo, are you ready? I think it's Kendrick saying, yo, are you ready? Because I'm ready. And I think Cole was like, yo, I'm ready. So I don't think anybody won anything. They both had light jabs. Kendrick didn't wash Cole. He didn't destroy him. He didn't say anything that he can't come back from. He didn't expose anything. He just said, you're not all that great, and I'm better. And that's the same thing Cole said. Cole said, hey, a couple of your albums, some of them were trash, some of them were a snooze fest, blah, 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 blah. nobody said anything about someone's baby mama or someone's mama or nothing. Like, we all know, like, when you're going at somebody, you're going at someone's family, you're going at someone's friends. You're saying something that's like, wow, I can't believe he went there. Neither of them went there. They're just firing warning shots. And I think Drake even not responding is Drake saying like, all right, I'm on tour. Drake might jump in on a verse, and I like this might just end up being warning shots and nobody actually goes in. This is not real beef. That's just my take. I have a little clip from Joe Budden explaining the softness of J. Cole, which I don't agree with, but I'll play a little clip of it for you. Here it is.
No, this is not okay. Cole Royce. Hell no. Cole a killer.
Talk about it.
You just too nice. The tone, right?
He's talking about Royce the 5'9". I can't play the whole thing, obviously, for you, as you guys know. He's like, call Royce the 5'9". Joe Budden is a battle rapper, battle tested. He wants the bravado. He wants the craziness. He's trying to egg them on. That's what Joe is trying to do. But Joe knows, first of all, that's just not Cole's personality. That's like asking Barack Obama to like yell on a microphone. That's just not his personality. That's Budden's personality. That's not Cole. And neither is Kendrick. I think they both went light. They both went soft. And like this last tweet that I read, they're not in the ring yet. Nobody took a shot. They both just said, hey, we're both interested. And they've done this before. Let's see what happens. My opinion, my take on the Kendrick, J. Cole diss tracks is that there hasn't been a diss track. They're literally just saying we're willing to go into the ring. Let's see if Kendrick comes back now and actually takes a shot and takes a swing at Cole. And then let's see if Cole answers. But no one's even in the ring. They're in a weigh-in. This is not beef yet. All right, in our second quick story, the baby shares a video that shows him being sexually assaulted by a fan. All right, for those of you who are not watching on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel. I will play the video for you guys. Do I have a little bit of the story? Okay, no, I don't. So I'll have to literally just play you. Little baby is in his car and there's a fan, like an auntie, and she's going up and she's like taking a picture and she's like, oh, I really like you. And she's flirting with him. And then before she leaves, she takes her hand and touches him in his private area. Okay, I'm on the radio, so I cannot say what really happened, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out. Okay.
I'm on my way to work.
You on the way to work?
Yes. Oh my God! Why my phone acting stupid as fuck?
Yeah, come on, I got a ride, auntie.
Hey y'all.
Sit on my lap with it, ain't you?
Yeah, I wanna you.
Lord.
Look at the picture. Look. Yeah, smile with your goatee. Yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all be careful and be safe.
Always.
All right, it's beautiful in here too.
So, don't worry about it.
Bye.
Okay. He sexually assaulted me.
So in the video, he's like, oh, she just sexually assaulted me. I feel like because of all this Diddy stuff that's going on, like people are throwing this sexual assault thing out just very loosely. So I Googled what the definition of sexual assault is. Sexual assault refers to any form of unwanted sexual contact. That includes sexual assault and harassment. Sexual assault refers to unwanted sexual activity, touching, kissing someone without consent. Sexual harassment can include comments, behaviors, or unwanted sexual contact. Okay. So the baby literally posted underneath the comment, underneath the shade room, and he said, anything for you, auntie. So like, I don't think there's really anything to this. I think people are making a big deal. Like people in the comment section, like if this was a man touching a woman, then it would be, this is a double standard and et cetera, et cetera. And yes, there are double standards, just the world that we live in. But listen, if the baby, sorry that I keep calling him little baby, if the baby is like taking a picture and if he is okay with this auntie doing that, then it's only sexual harassment when you don't like the result of what's happening. And the fact that he played back with her, that does not make it sexual assault just because he said it. So people are bringing more into it than it is. If he actually himself felt violated, it's up to the person's discretion. You understand? That's why it's not a double standard, because if she did that, if she touched him and he is jokingly throwing around that word. That's his mistake for throwing around that word. But if he himself doesn't feel violated, you cannot tell him that he should feel violated, right? She did that playing around. She felt comfortable doing that, and he doesn't have a problem with that. And in the comment section, if he's saying, hey, anything for you, auntie, then it's okay. So everybody just needs to calm down. This is not more than a big deal of just an auntie playing around. I understand there is a little bit of a double standard, but so when it comes to sexual harassment, it's up to the person. And if he doesn't feel violated and he feels like it's in good fun, let's not press the issue and make it something that it's not. All right, and our third quick story, GloRilla recreates the iconic viral video Lashay Hinton dance in the Apple Store. All right, this actually probably should have been in quick news because it's really not that much of a story. But for those of you who actually love this viral clip let me get her name again, Lashay Hinton. Yeah, Lashay Hinton. For those of you who remember, she was in the Apple Store doing this little dance, and GloRilla is out here promoting her album that dropped on Friday, and she reenacted it. I didn't even know, to be transparent, I didn't even know about this viral video. I didn't know anything about it. So when I saw Glo doing this, I was like, why is Glo dancing so awkwardly, so weirdly? I'm going to put up the video on my YouTube channel. And then, of course, I did my research, and then I Googled the viral video. And then I actually remember kind of seeing this video. I don't remember where it was. I don't know if a couple of years ago, whatever, but I do remember seeing this. So shout out to GloRilla. You guys know I'm a big fan. I talked about her at length last week when she was on Club Shay Shay. I actually really love GloRilla. She is in beef right now with JT from the City Girls. So this is part two to this story. That's why it's in quick news, because there's a little bit more to it. JT and GloRilla are a little bit in a beef, and people are saying that's why GloRilla was doing this video to lost the Twitter beef between her and JT. So she's trying to do this to bring attention away from her Twitter beef with JT. But I think this is GloRilla actually just promoting her album and being fun, and I really love it. Anyways, I'll let you guys know a little bit about the beef, although I think it's actually pretty dumb. But JT steps into the shade room to respond to a comment about the rumor altercation between her and GloRilla. And the rumor is that GloRilla actually slapped JT or something. And so this person said on Twitter, on Instagram, says, does anybody know why GloRilla slapped JT at the awards? And then JT responded and said, she never slapped me ever, never in her life. Like y'all, sorry. She said, she never slapped me ever, never. Like y'all find y'all somebody else to play with. Sorry, the writing is actually really just bad. But then GloRilla addressed his relationship between her and JT on new song. Me and JT aren't the best of friends, but we ain't beefing. And then lastly, GloRilla and JT got into a fight at the VMAs. Fans speculate these are very much unconfirmed rumors and speculative thoughts, and there is no video evidence as somebody is writing this article. So we don't know exactly what's happening between GloRilla and JT. We don't know if she did slap her or if there was some sort of altercation. I'll read to you guys a little bit of the story. JT stepped into the shade room. Okay, I read that part. Rumors of an altercation between JT and GloRilla started October 2003 after Twitter user claimed Glo put pause on JT during the VMAs. Folks began mentioning the alleged altercation after GloRilla dropped her new project on Friday morning and mentioned her relationship with JT. JT stepped in to clarify that she never even slapped her. So there you go. That's the news between GloRilla and JT. And now GloRilla is on Instagram doing viral videos of Lashay Hinton. But shout out to Glo. I love JT too, but shout out to Glo. I love the viral video. I think it's really funny. And for those of you who want to check it out, it's actually hilarious. Go on my YouTube page at Trent Out Loud and check it out. It's hilarious. All right, this brings us to speed news. Ring my bell. Young Miami speaks out after footage began to circulate showing the moment that she got served papers at an event in Houston. All right, I have video to play for you guys in a second, but let me just read out to you Young Miami's tweets because everybody thinks that she got served papers, and people think it's a Diddy case, and it has something to do with her being a sex worker for Diddy. But this is totally unrelated. So this is in the headlines in the news for no apparent reason. But Young Miami tweets out, "I'm so tired of the internet and people effing around with me every day. Trying to serve me some paperwork over merch that I'm not selling is lame. Like everybody want to go viral so bad. I'm tired. Like, whatever. Okay. I can't say that word. So yeah, this is just somebody, it has to do with merch. I'll play a little video clip and you'll see this person serving her papers. Take a listen.
Bro, Charlie C actually served Young Miami with this lawsuit. She's supposed to be in this club tonight. Young Miami. Yes. Let me get this to you. It's a gift.
What is this? What you just say?
So my homeboy Charlie C, you've been served.
All right. So again, just to be clear, Young Miami was served documents or for a lawsuit that's for merchandise, for merch that people are saying that she's selling that she doesn't have a right to sell. Has nothing to do with the Diddy case. Young Miami has not been charged with anything as of right now, as of today, Monday. She has not been charged with anything with the Diddy case. This has to do with an apparel, a completely separate lawsuit. All right, in our second speed story, Meek Mill's Wale, Drewski, 2 Chainz, and Winnie Harlow were living it up at Wrestle Mania. Okay, I don't know which WrestleMania this is. I don't know if it's WrestleMania like 30, 40. I don't even know which one we're at right now. But for the whole entire weekend, I've been hearing so much about WrestleMania. I don't know what they did, Vince McMahon or whatever, but the stars were out at WrestleMania. I haven't heard about WrestleMania in so long, but I remember wrestling as a kid, so I just wanted to throw this into quick news. But yeah, the stars were out at WrestleMania. Let me know if you guys, and also to a highlight, actually The Rock was actually there. So I don't know if he was like the main event or the undercard. I don't know too much about the story, but I know that there were some celebrities out there. What it looks like to me is that, you know, the WWE probably paid for these celebrities to be there, to Instagram and put it out there. But it looks like wrestling is back in the fold. The same thing like you do with like boxing matches or football games or whatever, or basketball games. When you have celebrities there, influencers, they're Instagramming and putting it out. But let me know if you guys caught WrestleMania this weekend. Is it just me? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everybody was into it and I'm just late. But The Rock was back at WrestleMania. I don't know who won, but I put this in here for you guys to let me know. Send me emails, trentoutloud@cfqr600.com or on my YouTube page or on my social media. Did you watch the WrestleMania and what happened? Let me know. Did The Rock win? And let me know if you watched WrestleMania this weekend. All right, in our third speed story, Mary J. Blige mega hit Real Love is subject to a lawsuit. Y'all remember Real Love? Okay, that's not even the right melody. Sorry. Universal Music Group is being slapped with a copyright infringement lawsuit for Real Love, according to TMZ. The suit claims the song allegedly used samples from a 1973 song. At this time, the filing does not list Mary J. Blige as a defendant. TMZ acquired legal documents stating that TUF America Inc., the owner of Tough City Records, claims Universal sampled the track without permission. Impact the president for Tough Records based on the findings. So Mary J. Blige, one of our favorites from Mary J. Blige, may be subject to a lawsuit. This doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean that we cannot play Mary J. Blige. I actually just might play her after this. I'll see what I have set up in the deck. For those of you who don't know, we actually play music on CFQR600.com or 600 AM on this podcast. So tune in. But yeah, Mary J. Blige might be heading to court over Real Love. All right, in our fourth speed story, Kodak Black talks about gaining a sense of clarity since stopping Percocets. Okay, I'm really happy about this story. For you guys who follow me religiously, you guys know that I love Kodak Black, but every time I talk about him, I get mad at his team, and I wonder why people let this man do so much drugs, do interviews so high and just he's always going back in jail. Donald Trump pardoned him. He's always getting himself in trouble. And now I'm hearing the story about him actually being off of perks and being cleared up. I have a video for you guys. You're going to hear how clear he sounds. You can actually understand what he's saying. But before I play the clip, let me read to you a little bit of the story. Kodak Black talks about being in the process of overcoming his Percocet usage. It's really Percocet addiction. He says that he has gained a sense of clarity and he has never felt better in his life. Let's send him some love on his journey. Take a listen to the video.
I remember a point in my life when I was chewing a lot of perks. I'm proud of myself. I've never been as happy in my life, bro. I don't know what it came from.
Yo, shout out to Kodak. Shout out to his team, whoever got him clean. Please keep Kodak clean. I've never heard him actually sound so coherent. And for those of you who are not seeing the video, he even just looks just way more coherent. I mean, he's still Kodak. He's still going to be Kodak. He's still going to be wild, but you could tell he's not drugged up. So I love this. I love this journey. Shout out to Kodak. Continue on your journey, my brother. All right, in our fifth speed story, Don Lemon and longtime partner Tim Malone officially tie the knot. Don Lemon posted just married. There's a little bit of video. I'm going to play it for you. Take a listen.
Perfect, guys. Good. That's good, guys. Go for it. Guys can start.
Yo, I'm happy for Don, man. Congratulations to Don Lemon and his longtime partner since 2016, Tim Malone, for officially joined hands in marriage. So shout out to Don. For those who can't see the video, they're coming out of like, I don't know if it's a church or a city hall. I think it's probably a church. It's a dope video, but what I find weird is that they have their 3 dogs in their hands. Like their dogs are like their groomsmen. It seems pretty weird. Like 2 little, like they're all 3 little like fluffy like handheld dogs, 2 little white dogs and 1 like black dog. It's cute, but like why do you have your dogs with you when you're getting married? It's super weird. But shout out to Dom. I know that he's always talking about his boyfriend and how much he loves him and how much he's there for him. And we know that Don Lemon has gone through a lot, being fired from CNN and then now off of X, and he has his own platform. So happy for him that he tied his knot. Shout out to Don Lemon. All right, in our 6th speed story, Diddy shares a video of his 1997 song Victory on his Instagram. Okay, well, I thought I could make it through a whole episode without talking about Diddy, but of course I can't because it's like the biggest story of 2024. But Diddy has made his return to Instagram. Lately, he's been posting like little things of like his daughter or like baby love or whatever. But so that was obviously weird. I always said that he shouldn't be doing that. But now, for the first time, he posted something that's not family related. He posted the video. For those of you who remember his song Victory, I think Mace was on there or B.I.G. was on there, but he posted the video and Victory and he wrote Bad Boys for Life and he left his comments on. So surprisingly, the comments weren't as bad as you would think. They were like, yo, we stand for you. Yo, Diddy, this, whatever, blah, blah. So I don't know what this victory means, if it just means that he's fighting. The actual end of the video, he actually jumps off the building. So I don't know what this means. Maybe he knows something that we don't know, that they're actually not going to press charges, or he did have a victory that day. It's very unclear. But you know, for the past week or 2 weeks, Diddy has been out. He's seen at restaurants. He was at Top Golf with his daughters. I think just yesterday, Sunday, he was seen in Miami. People are like, yo, we love you, Diddy. So I don't know if he's gonna come back out kind of like in a Donald Trump kind of way, where it's like I'm a villain, but that villain that you just love to hate, kind of, where like I don't know how this is gonna pan out, but there's not as much hate as you would think in the comment section. I think that was his test of leaving his comments on, because his comments has been blocked since November. So yeah, I'll just see what happens to there, but that's it. Diddy is on his way back out. We'll see what happens. All right, this brings us to question of the day. All right, I got one quick question of the day because I'm low on time, but this is actually a really hilarious question. name a celebrity that looks trash in the bedroom. Now, what celebrity do you think would be actually trash in the bedroom? Somebody gave a list of their top 5. Sexy Red, Oprah, Sukihana, Ice Spice, and Madonna. What? Okay, I'll give you the Oprah. I'll maybe even give you Sexy Red because her sex tape leaked and it was kind of trash. But Ice Spice, Madonna, and Sukihana? Yo, that I don't agree with that at all. Somebody said, sorry, but Beyonce looked like she's boring as hell in the bedroom. I don't agree with that at all. Malik the Greek said Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion. I could see Nicki, but not Meg at all. Hell no. Somebody wrote Taylor Swift because I already know that her, I can't read that, looks like uncooked chicken wings. Okay. Chef Shoddy wrote Chris Brown and Drake. Okay, I'm not commenting on any men. I'll leave that up to you ladies. Kelsa Lee Angelique wrote Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal. Really? Shaq? Anyways, I'm not commenting on any men. Unknown user 7123 wrote Kim K looks like she's lazy. I don't know. I'm on the fence about Kim. I'm on the fence. I think in the right situation, she's not boring. I think anybody in the right situation is not boring, actually, but I digress. Somebody wrote the naked lady Kanye be walking around with. Yeah, okay, his wife. I could see that. Somebody wrote Nicki Minaj, probably stiff as hell in bed, talking about that she's freaky all the time. All right. Somebody wrote, who gives a crap? How is this helping any Black Americans get through? Okay, give me a break, bro. People are just having fun. Stay out the comment section. You're clearly boring. October 11 Breeze wrote, Drake, got a feeling you have to do all of that of the work. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Somebody wrote Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, that's cold, bro. Why would you talk about Whoopi, man? Whoopi's almost like 70 years old. That's horrible. Somebody wrote Michael B. Jordan. Definitely and for sure DJ Khaled. I think DJ Khaled's probably a freak, to be honest with you. Somebody wrote the girl. Okay, no, I can't read that one. Somebody said Beyonce, Cuba Gooding Jr. Somebody said Boosie, Tyler Perry. Yo, you guys are horrible out here, man. Somebody said Diddy. Okay, obviously Diddy is not boring. You could tell from the events that this guy be going through. Somebody said Trey Songz. Somebody said Nicki Minaj. I don't know why Nicki Minaj is getting dragged out here. Natalie Nunn, Jennifer Hudson, Meek Mills, Little Meech. Yeah, I could see Little Meech. Somebody said Benzino. Anyways, these are funny. I don't know. I don't have an answer because I don't actually be thinking about these kind of things, man. And I just think that if somebody is boring, that's because the partner is boring. That's how I think about things. Nobody is ever boring in bed if you're not boring. You could always bring out the excitement in your partner, and that's my answer. All right, this brings us to sports news. Bronny James announces he'll be entering the NBA draft while maintaining his college eligibility and also entering the transfer portal. All right, so Bronny wrote this message. I had a year with some ups and downs, but all added to the growth for me as a man, student, and athlete. I have made the decision to enter the NBA draft while maintaining my college eligibility, and will also be entering the NCAA transfer portal. Thank you to USC for an amazing freshman year, and always thankful for my family, friends, doctors, athletic trainers, and fans for their support. So basically what this means is that he could get LeBron James's first son could either get drafted to the NBA. He can either get traded from the Trojans to another college team, or he could just stay with the Trojans. So I guess the story is after spending his freshman year at USC, Bronny James announces he's entering the NBA draft. He will also maintain his college eligibility and enter the NCAA transfer portal. Here's my thoughts. And I can't remember. I was watching a clip on, I can't remember if it was on TSN or ESPN or whatever. somebody was saying this, and I agree with them. Listen, LeBron James has gone on record of saying his dream is to play with his son. LeBron James has won 4 titles. He's the NBA leading scorer of all times. No one's even close to him. He's going to play another year or 2 years. I don't think he actually believes he's going to win another championship. He's definitely not going to win a championship with LA. So, and every time he's interviewed, and every time somebody interviews LeBron James, he talks about like, I'm almost there. He's going to be retiring. The last thing that LeBron would like to do, I think, before he hangs up his jersey or hangs up his sneakers, is to play with his son. So, of course, he's going to tell his son to enter the draft. He's going to look at LA and be like, are you going to draft him? Or look at other teams like, yo, if you want to draft Bronny, you can draft me, because LeBron is a free agent this year if he wants to, if he has an option. So I think he's probably going to want to stay in LA, but this gives LA an option to draft Bronny to LA to be with Bron. So is he going to be a starter? Probably not. Is he going to be amazing? Probably not. But he's going to be on the team with his dad. They'll put him on the court every now and again, and it's just going to be something to like draw an attraction, and it could be like a father and son for the first time. I think LA will either draft him. I don't see LeBron leaving LA to go and play somewhere, but he can use this as a bargaining chip. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Worst case scenario, he stays in NCAA another year, and then, you know, LeBron is a complete free agent, I think, not this year, but next year, and then we'll see what happens. I just don't see LeBron leaving LA to go to just like a random team to go and play with Bronny. I think if anything, he'll just ask LA to draft him and fulfill his dream. And then, you know, LeBron James can retire, and then Bronny can either stay in the NBA or not. But it remains to be seen. Shout out to Bronny and LeBron James. Like I said earlier, LeBron James is not my favorite player. He's not my GOAT. Jordan is, but I have tremendous respect for LeBron James and love everything that he does off the court. And these are one of the things that I love him for the most, is that he's such an amazing father, and his family takes precedent and priority over everything. So shout out to LeBron James. All right. That is it. That's my time. Y'all know Monday is always a packed show because there's always so much going on the weekend. I know I went a little bit over time, but I hope you guys enjoyed the show. As always, if you're listening to this on CFQR600.com or AM, please know that this podcast is available on YouTube and podcast platforms. Just search Trent Out Loud, and vice versa. If you're listening to this on YouTube or on CFQR, sorry, I'm getting confused. If you're listening to this on YouTube or on podcast platforms, you can also tune in and listen to this podcast on CFQR600.com or AM 600 AM if you're in the Montreal area. We do play this podcast with 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B. It's really cool to hear your to hear your lead stories, quick stories, and speed news mixed in with your favorite hip hop and R&B tracks. It's really dope. So check me out. Weekdays, Monday to Friday from 11 to 12, CFQR600.com. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. Be careful out there. Don't look at the eclipse. Make sure that you have the approved glasses on. My dad went out and drove somewhere like 20, 30 minutes to get like the approved glasses. Make sure you do not look at the eclipse with just normal sunglasses. Don't try to look through your phone. Don't burn out your eyes. Make sure you get the approved glasses, and we're going to talk about it in tomorrow's show. Be safe out there. Thank you for tuning in. It's your boy. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace! For more content, you could subscribe, download, or listen to the Trent Out Loud podcast wherever you listen to your podcast, or you could watch us on YouTube. Just search Trent Out Loud. For showtimes and updates, you could follow us on all social platforms at Trent Out Loud. Go to signupexpert.com/Trent. Once you sign up for all betting apps and get all your bonuses and get all your rewards, go to your app store and download BetStamp and use promo code TOL.